Scotty's, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
All right, here we go. OverDrive off and running. TSN 1050 on the TSN app, your home smart speaker, up on TSN 4, streaming live on YouTube Live, up on TSN's YouTube channel. Brian Hazy, O-Dog, Jeff O'Neill, Jamie Noodles McLennan.
We have a dynasty in the making over here, or what?
People are saying that. I'd prefer not to. I'm very uncomfortable with that term. Like Al's brother and I were very humble.
I know.
Wasn't a
You say it every week.
for you
We were
guys, though.
all brutal. We all were terrible
Everybody was no
yesterday.
good.
I'll tell you what about yesterday. I watched so many different things. I don't even think I remember what the hell I watched. I watched some golf. I watched the Lions destroy Chicago. What else? I watched the Chiefs, obviously. There was just so much on yesterday. I got a piece of everything, and I don't even know what to zero in on.
Well, and the Jays swept.
Oh, the
and
Jays,
they won
too,
big
yeah.
yesterday.
Swept, yeah, that was
right?
a big win. And I mean,
You're right, though. There's so much going on right now.
and
It's
so many
amazing.
storylines. I thought the Cowboys were going to.
I thought they were going to throw that away, too.
Yeah.
Like, if Brandon Aubrey is not I don't even know how to explain him. It's not human the way he kicks a football. Like, his last field goal was like 65 yards.
64, yeah.
64 yards.
And it looks like it goes in by 20.
It's like no problem.
He could have done 70. That's the first thing I thought about. It was
100%.
like, that's 70 yards.
100%. And I was rooting, obviously, for the Cowboys to lose.
Yeah, but
Because I thought that would have been amazing. The idea that they start 0-2 and the Giants stink. It actually was a thoroughly entertaining game.
it was. Well, I thought Russ was going to pull it off.
He looked pretty good.
He looked good.
Malik Neighbors looked pretty good.
Yeah, there was-
Brian Dable was kind of.
But that's your old
stable.
divisional matchup where you're like, oh, the week one, you're like, that team stinks. But then they get into the division and you're like, they always play well and make it a close game. Always.
They always seem to do it.
But there are some teams, I think, that proved yesterday. Everyone was standing the Chiefs. There's some bad teams.
Well, I'm worried about the Chiefs, though.
I think you have to be.
worried?
They're 0-2.
Dude, and they don't do anything offensively. It's either Mahomes running around like a crazy man or they don't do anything.
Well, I think that's what comes out of the weekend for me. If I'm the Buffalo Bills, I'm looking at this. And if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I'm looking at this saying, we have to take
This is our
advantage of
year.
this year.
Yeah.
Like,
our
of
year.
everything else, to me, is lip service. Everything else is just, it's decorations.
Yeah.
We can talk about, hey, the Colts are off to a 2-0 start. Good for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Chargers look okay. That's awesome. That's good stuff. Clearly, the Chiefs are in one. Clearly, they're 0-2. They have no offensive weapons. Travis Kelce is a shell of his former self.
Bad, but true.
And
He did look.
there's some stories to get into with him about how unlikable he is when they're not winning. Like, remember him pushing Andy Reid in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And,
Was yelling on the sideline.
Well, didn't he make a big catch yesterday and then he was yelling, I'm tired of this?
Yes. And then after Mahomes scored the touchdown, Mahomes, reaches for the cone and then Kelsey's yelling and screaming. And that was the play of the game, obviously.
Yeah.
Tough catch, but still, it goes off his hands into the Eagles'
He's got to
defender.
make that catch. I'm
Got to
sorry.
make that catch.
He's been an elite, catcher for years.
Yes, he's a Hall of Fame, one of the all-time great tight ends. He's got to make that play.
elite
He has to make that play. But all of it, to me, is just, if I'm in Western New York, I'm saying, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the year. That's the only thing I'm taking out of the weekend because Joe Burrow's done, finished.
Yeah.
Devin surgery is going to be out at least 3 months. That's
3
over.
months? I thought it
Yes.
was only a couple games.
3 months.
I thought it was
Guy's
3
done.
to 5 games they were talking about.
3 months
Dude, you
for
got
turf toe.
You might want to check. I thought it was 3 to 5 games.
All right, look that up, Doogie. But I am fairly
Doogie, do
certain
you have
it's 3
confirmation
months.
on?
I thought I read 3 to 5 games, but either way,
He had ligament He had surgery.
If you have surgery, what
3
is it?
months, fellas.
3 months.
Okay,
Thank
then
you.
they're done.
3
that
months.
Poor bastard can't stay healthy.
Can
man.
never stay healthy. Their offensive line stinks every single year. They never protect him properly.
Well,
he's always
he
hurt.
runs for his life. And
So Burrow and the Bengals are
they're
gone.
gone. Yeah.
If this is what the Chiefs have, this doesn't mean they're going to finish with 5 wins. They're likely still going to be competitive. They'll get off the mat. I think they could still make the playoffs.
Wait for my Partsy to come in here, though. He might talk you off of that because he'll have something to say about it.
He might. And defensively, they're still pretty strong, right? They kept the Eagles in check yesterday.
Yeah.
Rice is going to return. Worthy's going to return. They've got weapons that are injured right now, and that's reasonable.
Yeah.
But, again, the only thing I'm taking out of this whole weekend, week 2 was the week where it was determined the Buffalo Bills have got to win the Super Bowl this year. And they went down to New York and just smacked the Jets around.
The Jets are.
The Jets stink.
The Jets
I
are
get
the
it.
Jets, but it's still Buffalo. You have to play the game.
Miami stinks. The Jets stink.
This Miami team.
Why don't they
England's
fire
not
the
great.
coach? Like Miami, what is he doing down there? His answers were like, "Well, you're trying to win the game, and if you don't win, then you're not winning the game. And if I don't know what."
Do we have the Mike McDaniel? I know we sent it. Okay, let's play this because this is a guy that knows he's in big trouble, and there's a very good chance the owner is going to send him a text saying my office tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So this is Mike McDaniel after another loss at home to a not a very good team.
And no answers.
You explain to me what the hell he's talking about. All right? Try to explain.
Go ahead. I'd like to hear.
Mike McDaniel postgame.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game, honestly. And that is how you lose the game. You're moving the ball down the field. You're 1st and 10, and then you find yourself at 2nd and 20. That was critical.
Okay. It's not exactly Herm Edwards. In order to win the game, you got to win the game. Can't lose the game.
I'm sorry. He looks like like he took a gummy or something before he went. He's not making sense.
You play to win the game.
He's in a dark place.
Yeah, that was a crazy.
He's in a bad place.
That's a crazy clip.
Oh, Tua can't play. Tua's a mess. Tyreek Hill, they're paying him, and who the hell knows what's going to happen with him in the future. It's a really bad scene down there.
Where's the cool sunglasses and the chains and when he was being a hero? Was that a year ago?
A couple years ago when they made the playoffs.
And the giant Bentley that he drives in there with.
That works when you win 10, 11 games. That's the Travis Kelce thing, man.
Yeah.
Kelce, the last 7 years, Joe Cool, he's got the superstar fiance.
Yeah.
And Taylor was there. You see they were trying to slide her out with anyone seeing her last night. Like something's going on there.
Barricade, yeah.
But then you start losing games, and it's like, what's this guy's deal? Yelling and screaming at everyone, pushing Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Like, it flips quickly.
Well, you know what it is.
Wins and losses
exactly.
change everything.
I wonder how that'll affect the old kind of fiance showing up to the games, and it's like we stink now, maybe.
Yeah. 5 and 12.
I stink.
I think
5 and 12, and I stink. How's that going to go over?
I think he may have seen something coming. He's like, I got to drop knee before the season starts. It's like working out a negotiation before you go into your final year.
He did some workouts, and then he was like, I better propose.
I better get this thing locked down, because if she sees me dropping balls in the end zone and we're 0-2, it could be trouble.
See, it's a thin line. When you're winning, people will just make excuses for you. When you start to lose, all the, you lift up the carpet, everything that's been swept under there is like, oh, this guy did this, yelled at that person, not a great, now all the naysayers come out. They can't wait to kick him in the nuts.
That's right. Bill Belichick's an example of that.
Oh,
right when Brady left and they started losing, all of a sudden, Belichick can't even, according to him, he's not even allowed to go on the premises anymore.
That is a weird story that he said, I'm not allowed, the Patriots, so they're not allowed to scout us.
Right.
I thought that was weird.
That was really petty and strange.
But you see it all the time. You tolerate people who are unique, who are different, but are really good at their job until they're not good at their job. You know what? In recent memory, Tim Thomas was a very unique, he was a goalie, we'll call it. Unbelievable goalie until it went south. And then they couldn't wait to stomp on him and kick him around. And he went to Dallas. He had weird colored gear and all of that. Now I don't know where this guy is.
I don't have a clue where he is.
But it's bunker.
He is a bunker.
He was a bunker guy. He was in Colorado or something.
I mean, I just know that the minute they turn on you, they're turning.
Right.
It seems like they're turning on Kelce.
Yeah, and again, it's not nefarious or anything. It's not like he's like a bad person, but
I don't know if they're turning on the guy either. They're just watching him and they're like, oh.
It feels different.
Yeah,
it looks and feels
that's
different.
that guy?
Yeah, because this guy has been such a prominent figure in pro sports for years now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And listen, Mahomes isn't far behind. Now, Mahomes has still got the benefit of the doubt because he's trying and he looks good and he's the only guy that's kind of keeping them in games. And we all know there's going to be a second and third act with Mahomes.
Yes.
Like at some point, Kelsey's going to retire, maybe after this year. Maybe Andy Reid retires, and he's going to have to transition for 2 or 3 years, or they're going to have to reload. But he's going to get it back.
Yes.
Like Mahomes in 2 or 3 years, I think he'll have that second act or third act or whatever act he's on.
Yeah, they'll get
where he gets
different
back in
receivers.
there, and it's a new – like Brady did that. Brady had like 3 or 4 different acts throughout his career. where you had to wait. Like the first one was more defense and Belichick, and then the next one it was like the Randy Moss, like explosive stats era, and then all of a sudden it was the Gronk and Amendola era, and then it was the Tampa era. Like he had 4 acts of winning. Mahomes, I think, might be at the end of Act 1. Maybe he's into Act 2, and it's going to take some time to build that up. We'll see. Again, it's early. But 0-2, we know the numbers on that. You start 0-2, you're in trouble. And, again, I think the best example of just flipping from one side to the other in terms of impression, in terms of likability, are the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Like this time last year, there was not a more unlikable, boring, just move aside, please team in sports.
And big question.
Also, when you're flicking around the channel, you're not even stopping. You're just
this time last year, no chance on an NFL Sunday.
You know they're not winning, and
they were a mile away from
chance.
They were a mile away from being a mile away.
Exactly. This time last year on an NFL Sunday with Scheffler in the hunt in some tournament or so, you're not watching them. This year, that's the A team.
Yeah, you got
like they swept the Orioles. They played great. You got Trey Savage tonight, which I find fascinating that they're giving this guy a chance to start. Yeah. I think it's going to be kind of an opener. I don't see him. He's not going to throw 6-7 innings tonight. I don't think. But it's a scenario where it's like one more carrot to a fan base that is overindulged with excitement. Yeah. Where now you get the number 1 prospect or one of the top 2 or 3 prospects coming up and playing.
We'll give him a sniff.
Let's see what he's got.
They're playing the Marlins, right?
No, they're playing Tampa tonight.
Yeah, everything's turning up Jays. It's like comeback wins, miracle, 9th inning, and now the stud comes up. And what, is he going to be dynamite? And just,
Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
The way things are going, my guess would be Savage is great tonight.
Yeah.
And if he is, it's just one more like lap through the buffet. We're like, I can't believe they got this in 2025. Wow, we got Savage up here. And, the one caveat with the Blue Jays, because everything's uber positive, is the Bichette story where, it sounds like he could be in a bad place.
Well, didn't one of his teammates say on a podcast or something?
I couldn't tell. I looked for it because we all got sent that. And it was, I think, Kiner Falefa who was being. Anyway, I don't want to get into it because I couldn't find it. I was looking for it. We'll try to find it.
You need to verify.
Did that happen or not?
Were they indicating that maybe Bo is like not going to play the rest of the regular season, maybe into the playoffs? Like Simmons reported that yesterday in the Sun.
Yeah.
That word around the team is like he's not going to return before the end of this regular season, which is
they
fine.
They were downplaying it though a little bit, like early on.
Yeah, because it was like a knee sprain. That, again, he returned after the weather delay in New York. Yeah. And 10-day IL, you thought, okay, all good. He'll return. He'll be fine. And now if this is going to get into the playoffs where he's really,
not
available. Like at some point, his absence is going to be felt. He's Bo Bichette, and he's been great this year.
For sure.
So that's the one kind of negative, if you can take anything of, the weekend. They sweep the Orioles. They're in a really good place.
That's the bigger concern.
More concerning because you want to have everything aligned perfectly for the playoffs because everything's been so great. They're in the driver's seat. They're, they've got a huge lead now on the Yankees and the Red Sox.
They actually are in the driver's seat.
Yes. Now it's beyond the comedy of that terminology. Now it's like them sweeping the Orioles and them having a 4-game lead with the tiebreak on the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like you just got to cruise home now. So cruise home, be healthy.
Can't fall off a cliff.
Get Bichette back and you're great.
Yeah.
And you're ready, and you're set.
Health is the biggest thing, though. I look at that shirt. Maybe I'm the only guy. Every time I watch him pitch, because I really like it, his style, his aura on the mound. I'm always worried that, my finger, my
Scherzer,
back.
you're talking about?
Scherzer.
Yeah.
That's the only guy that worries me. Like
I get it, and I think that's reasonable.
But they do have depth there in case they have
Gosman, Bieber looked good yesterday. Bassett's been pretty good.
By the way, I saw a clip yesterday. I don't know why it came up, but it was Alek Manoah down in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
AAA,
What is his status? Like, is he still like a guy, or is he a write-off? Like,
I don't
have an answer for you. He's not pitching for them this year. Clearly, I mean that goes without saying. He's gonna show up, I would presume, at spring training next year and try to fight for some job.
Okay, so that's his status.
Yes,
it's possibly next year. He's not
possibly like his velocity's down.
But it's weird though. Sometimes you see him down in like the
he's in the dugout.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's down there. He
loves being in the dugout in the big leagues.
Yes, it's a weird transaction because remember we asked Atkins. I think you guys were back. Maybe you weren't.
Yeah.
when Bieber returned, like, what's the plan? Like, he's down in Buffalo, and he comes right back up. And that was natural because it was Shane Bieber, and you knew he was rehabbing to eventually be an everyday player on your team.
Exactly.
With Manoah, like, you're kind of AAA guy now, and I get it doesn't matter. Who cares? Like, if he's more comfortable up here. But that's how strange his career has been, that he was so established. He was
started
such
an
a
All-Star
Blue Jay,
game.
starting an All-Star game, ace, starting game 1 of Wild Card Series.
But I think,
and now he's kind of he's a lurker in the background.
I think that's what they've got him in their back pocket. They're going to let him rehab. And if he could get back to that, his form that he had his first year, you got your player. But it might take a couple years to get him back there.
Yeah.
The couple years of hanging around.
I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, I'm not holding my breath, but I'm pulling for the
Jerry's
story.
Or something. Alek Manoah can return to form at some point.
And it may not even be in Toronto, right?
Exactly.
Like, it may be they cut him loose and he goes somewhere else, and I'm pulling for him. That'd be a great story. Yeah. A great story. But he's not going to be a part of this team this year, clearly.
No.
All right, Luke Wilson coming up. Aaron Ekblad will join us at 5:30. Something to chew on about the Panthers. We'll sneak a McDavid angle in on that. The Leafs have got their alumni golf tournament today, so they're all in town, right? Sidney Crosby's down in Pittsburgh talking about his future. McDavid's still not signed. Found time to go out with Morgan Wallen the other night.
Oh, yeah.
You'd think he'd be in the negotiating room knocking out a contract, but I guess he's doing the walkout with Morgan Wallen.
I don't know. Morgan Wallen had Jose Bautista. He only did it the one night. He didn't have a walkout when I was there.
Right. The first night he didn't, and then it was Bautista. Well, we never got into it.
Maybe somebody bailed or something, though. I thought for sure it'd be Austin Matthews or something.
I don't think so. I sniffed around there, and I was told Bautista's walking out. That's what So I was standing there like a hero. People were like, "Who's going to walk out?" I'm like, "I hear it's Bautista." He walks out by himself.
Right. Yeah, I've heard different things. Not that it matters, but that Matthews was going to do it, but wanted to bring teammates with him.
Right.
And then I guess Wallen was like, that's not the way this is working. Like, we're not bringing like 5-6 Leafs out. And I guess Matthews said, all right, I'm not coming out.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is.
But couldn't the teammates just stand there and kind of watch them walk for 20
I don't know the whole dynamics of a walkout.
Be careful with that little scoop.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's that's just what I've heard. I'm not. That's not a confirmed report.
But the walkout is his thing, obviously. You went to the concert. But he usually just walks out with like a legend, not like 3 or 4 people around him type of thing.
Or multiple, like it's like Mike Tyson and Tom Brady.
Right. He's walked out with some famous people.
It's not like, hey, we got Simon Benoit we want to sneak in here, Like, that's the kind of, I could see where he might be
That's so disrespectful of Morgan Wallen to think that, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. You know what I'm saying. Like, there is kind of a line. But we didn't talk about the Bautista thing where Bautista came out with a bat, handed it to him, and he did the bat flip, and it hit Bautista's wife.
She was filming it. I hope she's okay, because I'm
by all
laughing
accounts,
about
totally fine, and everything was all good. But
Can you run that by me again?
Does Bautista's walking out, wife is filming it, correct?
Yes.
And Wallen takes the bat from Bautista, swings, and then does the bat flip. If she's filming, it goes right at her.
Yeah, hits his wife. And you can see Jose in the background like, whoa.
Yeah.
But again, apparently all good.
She's
and again,
fine.
Bautista's plan. Like, it was.
But was he trying to do the Bautista bat flip?
Yes. So Jose gave him the bat, said bat flip. You got to do it. So he did a swing and then did that and wasn't looking.
And it goes flying over and hits Bautista's wife, who was filming it all. We should pull that video up because you could see the bat coming right at her. Like,
it's a wild, wild scene.
I didn't want to bring it up because it wasn't. It was
obviously it was unintentional. And again, if there was an injury or something, we would have heard that. I think it was all good.
Yeah.
But
there it is. Look at
watch this.
Do the bat flip. No
there
problem.
We go. Do it. All right, I'll bat flip it. There you go. Now suck on this, right? Boom.
Oh my God.
And Jose's in the background like, oh my God, are you okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It was a tough one.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, we got Luke coming up, Aaron Ekblad coming up, and 2 Monday Nighters tonight.
Yes.
So we're both on the clock. Hazenbrough and Owen Wilson both on the clock. So Al's brother will join us as well. Overdrive continues, TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Tonight, Week 2 in the NFL wraps up with a Monday Night Football doubleheader. The Tampa Bay Bucks kick things off at 7 p.m. against the Houston Texans. Then at 10 p.m., the LA Chargers take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The NFL lives here. Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, Overdrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score. Jays, Rays tonight, 2 Monday Night Football games, which is going to be very exciting. Couple of picks tonight for the boys. And we got Luke coming up at 5 o'clock. Aaron Ekblad will join us at 5:30. Still amazing that the Panthers found a way to keep all 3 of those UFAs, Ekblad included.
That would have been a 0%. Didn't we have that as a Jerry's or something? Like, there's no way they're going to be able to keep all 3.
What was Marchand's money again? It wasn't $8 million, was it?
No, it was 6 years,
at 6. No, at 5.
5 something. Like, it was a total amount he was looking for. Allegedly, he was looking for like $30 million or $32 million.
You think he plays 6 more years?
37. Puts him to
probably 43. Not. Probably not. But they're probably looking at this. Give me 2 more good years.
Yeah.
Give me 2 good years, and then we'll figure it out. If they can find another cup, then it's all good. You know, but that is the gamble that they're taking. They keep committing to the same guys, obviously, because of how well they've played.
Right.
But they're not young players. And if wheels fall off and they're all pot committed, that's going to be difficult to get out from, underneath all those contracts.
Oh, there's an opportunity that it doesn't end well with everybody, especially their goaltender getting older. Like, you never know how that ends.
That's the biggest thing, though. You say this all the time. You don't have to apologize when you're in your way. Like, they've won 2 cups in a row, and they're trying to go for a third. They're trying to go for more. Like, at some point, you're going to get hung with contracts. You're going to get hung, but is it worth all of that? Like, I think it is.
And somebody else will be the one that brings that back up in Florida, because you know why? Someone's going to say, Billy Zito, we got to get you to bring a championship. Like, it's not like everyone in Florida is going to say, Billy Zito, we love you so much. We want you to bring this back up from ground zero.
Right.
Some other team's going to say, we got to bring in Billy Zito as a closer. Possibly same as Paul Maurice. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Well, that's true, too. Like, Paul Maurice isn't a young guy. He's been coaching a long time.
No, when that thing ends, he probably disappears unless, just like Darryl Sutter, some other team says, we got to get this guy.
It's a pretty good reputation to have. That you're the closer guy.
Yeah.
Well,
like, if you can avoid being the blow-it-up, rebuild guy and you're the closer guy.
Yes.
It's not bad.
You get some bad hands when you're the blow-it-up, rebuild guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can make some mistakes.
Remember the guy in Buffalo with the gardening gloves? What was his name? Ronnie Rolston.
Ron Rolston.
Yeah.
Ron Rolston.
And they're still in the rebuild.
Although, exactly, Ron Rolston's probably cackling right now thinking, you thought it was me and my gardening gloves?
You thought it was my gloves? It's not.
It wasn't my gloves. All right. Something to chew on, brought to you by Boston Pizza, Canada's favorite sports bar. Enjoy $15 lunch at BP where you get an entree, a side, and a drink, and you'll get it all in 20 minutes or less. A fast lunch doesn't have to be fast food. See you for a $15 fast lunch at your local Boston Pizza. Asking the question, with the Panthers, again, being at the forefront of camps opening up and everyone's doing their media days today and their golf tournaments and all that, where is there a larger gap in the NHL? The gap between the Florida Panthers as the clear-cut best team in the league and whoever you think is the second best team.
Right.
And I think everyone would see the second best team differently. Maybe it's, I don't know. Is it Edmonton? Is it Colorado? Is it Dallas, Vegas?
Right.
Tampa, Toronto? I don't know. The gap between the Panthers and the rest of the league, or Connor McDavid as the best player and the rest of the league. So in other words, the gap between McDavid as the best player and whoever you think is number 2, or Panthers as the best team and whoever you think is number 2.
And you're looking for the biggest gap.
Biggest gap. Where's
I
the
think
bigger
it's got to
gap?
be the Florida Panthers, simply because in Edmonton, the guy that's closing the gap on him is on his team.
Right. It played better than him last year.
Yeah.
Draisaitl
He's
was better.
already, you don't have to look very far. He's on his team. And a lot of nights last year, people were like, that guy's the best player in the league. Proved it.
It is. I agree. I think I think there's a lot of teams that go, okay, Florida's won back-to-back cups, but if this team has a tweak, if this player plays a little bit better, like you could make a case for 5 or 6 teams to challenge for that cup there, where McDavid, I think he's clear cut, but you're right. Draisaitl's right there. McKinnon's right there. Makar is right there. And Hellebuck won the Hart last year.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
not even in the conversation. So that gap might be, a little bit more narrow compared to, or a little bit wider, I guess.
I think I would say Florida, because they brought their team back the way that they did, which is remarkably impressive. Like the fact that they just steamrolled through the whole league. Really. Right. I mean, they steamrolled through Tampa. They steamrolled through Carolina. The Leafs had them on the ropes. And it got to a point where it was like this existential offseason. That's how quickly it flipped. Right. Leafs are up 2-0 in the series and 3-1 in the game. And then after it, it's like DNA this, Marner's leaving that. And you're like, what the hell just happened? Yeah. That's what Florida did to them.
Crazy, man.
And then Edmonton was closer the year before, even though they were down 0-3 in the series, which is wild.
Yeah.
But it never felt to me in this year's Cup final that Edmonton was going to win. I didn't have that feeling. And as I go into this new season, again, always subject to change. It's a team sport. Anything is possible. Very difficult to go to a 4th straight Cup final. Very, very difficult to do that. But top to bottom, they're clearly the best team. They got a great coach. They got a great GM who will be active at the trade deadline. I have no doubts about that. They have all the DNA. They have all the characteristics. And, McDavid is still the number one guy for sure. But would I be shocked if Makar was better than him this year? I would not be shocked. Would I be shocked if McKinnon was better than him? No. I think those days have passed. 4 or 5 years ago, I would have been. But last year, again, with injuries, but he wasn't the best player in the league last year. The year before, he wasn't the best player in the league. Like, he is on any given night still, for sure. But, he's not 23 anymore where you're like, watch this guy just every single night.
Now, it might be a different story this year. And, again, I said it. He's not playing for a contract. He's going to write.
But it could be hanging over him a little bit.
Could be hanging over him.
I think he's a little sick of people saying that stuff about Draisaitl playing better than him, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's going to be one guy. He's going to be angry this year.
You might want to watch for him, I would say, because I think he might be a guy that says, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and just say, I'm going to go out and play. And, yes, you guys can talk about my contract. I'm trying to win every night. He might be a man possessed. But Florida, I think their only worry is health. And they're going to slow play, Chucky and all these guys. And, on a Tuesday night in November, we're going to come in and go, geez, that Florida team doesn't look very good. And, kind of Stanley Cup hangover, all of that type of stuff. But when push comes to shove, that team they're the best on paper right now.
Oh, yeah. And based on practice, what they've shown us.
Right. What they do.
Like what they do. Exactly. Like down the stretch last year, they were load managing and they weren't scoring a lot, but they weren't giving up anything.
Yeah.
They didn't start one series at home.
No, exactly. And
didn't care.
Didn't care.
Did not care. Like Bob is the
elephant in the room.
Yeah, so the straw that could break the camel's back in the end. Like if he isn't fresh in the playoffs, all bets are clearly off.
Right.
Just the nature of that position. If he's leaky and it's just he never gets it back together, you can't win a Stanley Cup if your goalie has an 880 save percentage. You can't. Like you're going to get beat. At some point you're going to go to overtime and lose.
Yeah.
That's going to be the question. Is how do you find a way to balance his minutes and make sure he's fresh come playoff time? But if he is, they've proven that they know how to dial it up and play a style that no one else can compete with right now.
Here's something crazy. He never gets mentioned that he needs a contract.
He's a year away?
He's unrestricted next year. He's a year away. 25, 26, he makes $10 million. He's a UFA 26, 27.
And he's 37?
36.
36.
I think I don't... Find out when his birthday is. I didn't have it here.
That's one of those weird ones where you love him to death and you're like, you've won us some cups, but he's going to probably come out and say, I deserve a 4-year contract, just like Marchand or whatever.
Right. Totally. Especially
big
if they
money.
do it again. Yeah. Why would he take a discount?
I would be fine. Like, again, I'm not no skin in the game. A 3-year extension to put him to 40 years until he's 40 years old. And he keeps himself in good shape. It's a unique position. And he still can play at a high level. Now, I don't know what that number is. Obviously, at 10, he's making 10.
Well, the goaltending conversation, is fascinating this right now in the league. Where Spencer Knight in Chicago just got a
5.8
3-year extension at 5.8, and he has not established himself in the league at all.
Yeah, I do think he's going to be the starter there, and they're going to give him every opportunity. I think he played 40-some games. I have to check. But
yeah, they need him to pop. He was the Seth Jones.
Kidding me? No kidding.
They need him to pop.
But that's 5.8. Regardless, that's a big number for a guy who's not
too
proven.
much. But it's Chicago. That's how they operate. They don't have anyone making big money. They float money out to make guys happy. And
yeah, they bring in guys and they're like that. We brought you here to be this, so we got to pay you like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But the Anthony Stolarz extension and what that's going to look like. I'm sure Stolarz looked at that and said, well, Spencer Knight's making 5.8 or whatever.
Doesn't my number at least start with a 6?
No.
You don't think he's asking for that, no Noodles? Like, why would you, if you're a player, put yourself in his skates. Spencer Knight.
24-year-old number one goaltender.
I get. Is he a number one?
31-year-old. I think he will be a number one. And he will be number one for sure. He is for them.
Well, but so it's Stolarz.
So you don't think if Stolarz
one? He's not a one.
Because he doesn't play enough games.
34 games last year.
You're right. But his stats, you're right. I'm not disputing that.
That's not number one money.
But his stats,
number one.
His stats are, and come playoff time, he was the number one guy. Like whoever gets your net game one of the playoffs indicates for that team you're the number one.
I would be.
Jamie, regardless of all the stats and stuff, you know how players are. They're going to say, regardless of age, position, sometimes you just look at a guy and say, if he got that, I deserve that.
Right. And I'm not saying he should get that. I think Spencer Knight getting that is Chicago economics, which is always off the beaten path.
Right. But a 24-year-old number one projects to be and is, keep in mind, he stepped away for a bit and has come back. He's their guy. They've traded for him. He's their number one guy. They're going to pay him accordingly. That's why they gave him. Anthony Stolarz has never been a one at the NHL level and was not one last year.
Based on starts.
Based on starts.
Yes.
You can say, and we all love him. I thought he was fantastic. Statistically was great. But 34 games is backup games played. I think, did Wall play more than him last year? Wall played more than him. Wall makes what?
Not when it mattered. Not when it mattered, but you're right.
Wall played more than him. And that's the thing. Yes, an injury. He had 2 injuries last year. I look at Stolarz. He's a tandem guy, a damn good one, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think he looks at Spencer. I think that's apples and oranges, regardless of the team they play for and all of that. But I look at
all
Stolarz.
I know is if I was a goalie, I'd be like, that guy's he's hardly done squat, and he's gotten that money.
Well, yeah, and listen, there's
when you're looking the only way I would say this. You're comparing Stolarz's number to a guy who scored, let's say, 22 goals but only played 50 games. And you go, oh, well, if he would have played all 82, he would have got 40.
Of course.
So we got to pay him like a 40-goal scorer. And I'm sorry, you can't do that because he didn't do it. So that's the only way in a negotiations I would say, yes, you projected to do this, but I would also say the reality of it is you did that. So there's somewhere in the middle. I think you get something, I could be 100% wrong, something with a 4 in it.
And that's probably reasonable. I would guess. I think the way Stolarz is probably going to approach this is kind of the way Marchand did. When you're at his stage of your career, this is the last contract for the most part for Stolarz, right? He'll be 32 when it kicks in.
I forgot his age too.
Yeah, you got it. Let's assume it's going to be at least a 3-year deal or 4-year deal. This is it. This is your chance.
Right.
What Marchand taught me, the way that by all accounts they approached it, was he said, I want to bowl them out.
$30 million.
Yeah, we look at it as, well, 4.25. He looked at it like, I need $32 million.
Right.
I would guess Stolarz is probably thinking, I need $15 million.
Well, give me 20.
Or 20. I want $20 million. And then, then that's
no matter how it looks on paper.
Exactly. You want to give me an 8-year deal at 2.5 per? Fine. I want $20 million.
Yeah.
And I would think the Leafs will probably be like, I want to give you $15 million.
Right.
Okay, let's meet in the middle. And then that would make it like a 4-year deal, 4-year extension at 4.5 or something like that.
Right.
That's probably reasonable. But like when he's played, guy's numbers the last 2 years have been absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
And I think they trust him. By the end of last year, they clearly trusted him more than Joseph Woll. Joseph Woll's making $3.7 million. He's got to make more than him.
Right.
Like Woll was an RFA, Stolarz is going to be a UFA. and he proved he was better than him last year.
And you got to pay for those years.
And you got to pay for those years.
Yeah,
there's leverage points on both sides, but
that's kind of I was saying like a bump up. Yeah, Joseph Woll is at 3.66. I think you could have now. Stolars is at 2.5
this year.
You're right.
He's clearly making a lot more than that.
That's why I feel like something with a 4 in it. I could be completely wrong.
Well,
I don't
we're all
know
you're not saying a million.
Right,
we're not saying 10. I mean, we're all in the same ballpark.
But I
Cap's
feel
going
like
up though, like you always talk
going
about.
Up, but it just the level of importance that position. Do they believe that Wolves they still give him a pathway to reach his potential at the National Hockey League?
Possible.
Like maybe you're hoping that Woll at 3.6 goes, this is the year I turn the corner like my buddy Ottinger in Dallas.
Well, and that's why there's a game. This is why if I'm in the Stolars camp, I want this deal done now.
Right.
Because I just came off a year where by the end of it, I determined I'm your number one guy.
Right.
He got hurt. Everyone's wondering, what if he was healthy? Would they have maybe won that series? Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I don't know. We'll never know.
Right.
But you risk, as a tandem goalie, the roles reversing.
Correct.
That Wall plays better than you next year, and Wall's the number one guy come the playoffs, and then
could happen.
And then the Leafs come back and go, oh, we'll give you a couple years at 3.
I think about that often. Like if he was healthy, does that get closed out? I always think about that.
Well, it's a reasonable question.
It is but it's just stupid thinking because it doesn't matter.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen,
but it is something that, Wall was a little bit leaky at times, and Stolarz was playing great, and Stolarz was exuding confidence, and
yeah, I just. You're right. You can say what if,
but he gets hurt. He has an injury-prone issue.
The biggest challenge, that's to stay healthy at the right times. You talk to people in Edmonton, it's like we didn't have Hyman. RNH had a broken hand. Ekholm was back. I'm like, you lost. Sorry. Like it sucks. We're doing that with Stolarz here. Yeah. What if? Like at the end of the day, he wasn't available to you because of an injury, and that sucks. But it still doesn't, you can't, in the negotiating room, you go, well, if you would have played, we would have done this. It's like, this is what's in front of you. I think it's an interesting thing because they've got the Hildebeest on a one-way, I think, next year.
Right. But is that help you sleep at night? That you're a year away from Joseph Woll and Dennis Hildeby as your tandem?
No, unless Woll steps in this year and goes, give me 55 games, and I'm ready to push.
Who do you have more faith in to give you 50 starts, Stolarz or Woll?
Right now, it's Anthony Stolarz, just based on what he played. But I will say,
are you talking performance or health?
I guess both. I mean, yeah, because you need both. If you're playing horribly, you're not going to get 50 starts.
I guess it's Stolarz.
But I think Woll has a tremendous upside as well. We've seen Stolarz grow into a really good goaltender, using his size, closing up his holes. Like confidence exuding. Like you said, he plays with some jam in the net, which is pretty cool to watch. Woll is very methodical and has a very, I think, an elite skill set. I don't know if we've seen the best of Joseph Woll yet. So if this is the year, maybe the light goes on, 26, 27 years old. Like he's not a kid. That's the one thing.
Right.
When, everyone wants to, take a shot at Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner, I think, is as young as Joseph Woll or younger. So that's a guy who has to turn the corner again. But Joseph Woll has an opportunity this year to separate himself or at least battle for that net.
And that's why they paid him ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because they obviously had faith that he can.
Yeah.
And again, it's $3.7 million. It's not another big part of this deal
6 at 8.
Is if you're going to give Stolarz term, there can't be trade protection in that. You have to have flexibility to get out of it if you have to. You might get a 10-team no trade. Everyone gets those these days. But if in 2 years Hildeby's ready, or in 2 years Woll's your clear-cut guy and Stolarz has fallen off and you're paying him $4.75, you might have to get out of that.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm sure they're negotiating as well. Yeah,
I mean, Woll played 42 games last year. Like that's, can he get to 50? Like, can you? Because somebody.
Man, that seems like a lot here.
Outside of the start of the year, though, he stayed healthy.
Well, yeah. Remember what it was like. The start of the year, he'd come off the back injury against Boston,
and then
game
pulled
one
it at
wasn't
Bell
available,
Center. Yeah,
right?
he did the same thing at Bell Center.
And we were
Game one wasn't available.
That was like almost emergency show type of like.
Yes.
Joseph Woll's not available. We're like, what? What's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
I thought Montreal Stolarz wasn't available.
No, it was Woll.
Woll, who was scheduled to start. And there was rumblings in the morning or something.
Oh,
like
that's right, because Stolarz played game 1 and Hildeby played game...
In Jersey.
Yeah. But it was just a wild scene. But I'm more focused on that battle this year than I was last year. I think that's a really, we talk about that tandem being set. They are set, but they're not set in starts. That's up to Chief and their play.
Absolutely. If it's a training camp or a season based on competition and that's what they're advocating for, it's got to include the goaltenders.
It should be, but just say, here's the net. Go play. Within reason, back-to-backs, we're going to manage the schedule, but 55 games are up for grabs, or 50.
Yeah.
Who's getting the 50? Go ahead.
Well, and that's the best. Listen, they were really good last year, collectively.
Very good.
They were very good tandem. They were the best bang for your buck tandem in the league. They were collectively making like $4 million. Like they weren't getting paid anything, the two of them.
Yeah.
It was an incredible bang for your buck, and it's going to be more expensive this year because Wall's new deal kicks in. But there's a lot of fear-mongering going on. Like, Marner's not here. The Leafs are going to fall off a cliff. I don't believe that's going to happen. But the best way to just cruise through the season is you have a goalie you can trust every night.
Yeah.
If you have a goalie that you can put in, regardless of which guy it is, you're going to snip off a bunch of points that you maybe didn't deserve, or you're going to, those losing streaks come to an end quicker because your goalie plays well.
Yes, and if it's a healthy competition where they're battling for the net, makes your team better.
Absolutely. All right, Luke Wilson in studio in 15 minutes. Aaron Ekblad coming up. Best bets on the Monday Nighters tonight. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on the TSN app.
Tonight, Week 2 in the NFL wraps up with a Monday Night Football doubleheader. The Tampa Bay Bucks kick things off at 7 p.m. against the Houston Texans. Then at 10 p.m., the LA Chargers take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The NFL lives here. Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, Luke Wilson in about 10 minutes. We'll play that clip. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa was on Mike Wilner's podcast about what he had to say about Bo Bichette. Play that in just a moment. But I was just online here streaming through, some golf tweets and stuff because Scotty Scheffler won again this week.
That bastard just had to win again.
Had to win at the Pro Court.
Like those other guys were like, the only reason I'm in the field this week is to try to pick off a win.
Right.
Like Mac Hughes must have been like, I'm just trying to pick one off here.
Thanks, man. And the thing is, he won't be there next year. He's not going to the Pro Court next year to prep for the President's Cup or something. Like
absolutely not.
So he's winning. They're probably like, hey, we'll see you next year. He's like, actually, no, you won't.
No, he's winning when he's tuning up.
Yeah, he's totally tuning up. He's trying stuff out there. But Phil Mickelson famously had a tweet earlier this season.
Okay.
Here's a hot take. He said, does Scotty win in 2025 before the Ryder Cup? I don't think so.
Ooh.
That's a tweet he sent out.
Go to since then.
Since then, 15 tournaments, 15 top 8 finishes, 6 wins, 2 majors, 196 under par, 45 rounds in the 60s, and $25.2 million in prize money. That's got to be the coldest take ever of all time.
Well, he had one other one that was just as cold. He was like, Joaquin Neiman is actually the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Joaquin Neiman, he said.
Al's brother has had some cold takes on this show.
Phil Mickelson's on a different level.
Isn't his famous saying is like, I just don't see that happening?
Yeah, he's had some pretty brutal ones over the years.
That's
I don't know if it
10 times worse.
Phil's like, this guy won't win before the Ryder Cup. He's won 6 times, including 2 majors.
I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. Phil is Al's brother. All right. Do we see it happening? Bo Bichette returning anytime soon. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, this is him on Mike Wilner's podcast.
He brings to this organization, we're going to try to get the job done for him, give him a chance to get healthy, and hopefully, we're playing long enough where he can try to make a comeback late in the postseason. It's tough, it's very tough, but at the same time, next man up. That's kind of been the thing. Everybody's got to step up.
That's tough. Deep in the postseason.
Late in the postseason.
Late, like what? World Series? We're talking. This guy's going to.
That sounded like it was like Game 7 World Series. That was, oh, man.
That's a Kadri, like, Joffrey Lupo comment.
And that was, like, ill-advised, right? He would have done that, like, just let it slip.
I'm not sure the Jays would love that type of commentary on the record necessarily, but why? Like, why not? If that's the truth, if Bo is, they know if he's not playing the rest of the regular season.
Of course they do.
They know it. They don't have any obligation to announce it.
Right.
They can just keep him on the 10-day IL, and it's all good. We get it.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's something deeper here than a little bit banged up, not feeling great. We'll catch him down the road. If Kiner Falefa is indicating
late in the playoffs,
World Series, like maybe he's Kirk Gibson on one leg, that is very troubling.
Very concerned.
Because he's been arguably their best player all year, him and Springer.
Not to mention the way that they've been messaging to the public does not align with that comment. That's really what it is. Because if we would have said, hey, we're really concerned, Bo, it's 10-day IL, but, we're going to reassess and all that, 10 days is up, is it? Or it's right away?
Yeah, and you can always extend it. It's
going to be obviously
formality.
Extended.
Yes.
But then it's smoke and mirrors if it was 10-day IL, and this guy's saying that it's, late in the playoffs.
I've never quite understood, the top secret stuff that comes out of sports teams. You guys have played on them. What is the benefit of withholding information, unless it's not accurate? Unless they're hoping he just wakes up one day and his knee snaps back into place, or
they don't want somebody cross-checking his shoulder or something like that.
Sure, but that's not going to happen here if he's not playing.
Well, and it's baseball.
Yeah, exactly. If he's not playing, he's not playing.
I don't know. The information.
I get why you may not say, listen, he's out until the World Series, or he's out, maybe out for the year. Although if he's out for the year, then he's out for the year. They know he's out for the year.
Didn't gambling factor in? Teams have had to change their.
Not really.
Their transparency.
The NFL has forced that for a long time, but not again. It's not about a day-to-day thing. It's not that I'm betting on the Jays to win because I think Bo's playing. I know he's not playing tonight.
Right.
But if they know this injury is keeping him out for the rest of the regular season, what is withholding people from saying that's what's coming?
I know.
What if Ross Atkins just came out and was like, Bo's not playing the rest of the regular season? Okay, we'll brace. Got it.
Yeah, still in the driver's seat, feeling good.
They just swept the Orioles without him. They took 2 or 3 against Houston.
Because they don't want to be a buzzkill to the fan base. It can't be.
I don't know.
It possibly?
I don't know. Is it possibly about that?
They don't want people to not come in the doors? I don't know.
Or just start freaking out about their chances of winning a World Series. I don't know. But next man up. Clearly that's the plan, and that's going to have to continue for quite some time. Luke Wilson, Aaron Ekblad coming up in hour 2. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
I got you. Moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating you.
Hour 2 Overdrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line of the final score. Brian Hayes, the O-Dog, Jeff O'Neill, Jamie Noodles, McLennan. And there's Luke Wilson in studio. Luke Wilson in studio. There you go. A little pro athlete salute. Go ahead, Noodles.
Hopefully we can't get his earpiece figured out so we don't have to have Al's brother on at the very end.
Yeah, I'm picking
what a
up
great plan.
Yeah, you like that, huh?
I'm picking up on a conspiracy.
These adapters don't work right here.
Yeah. So now we can't have Al's brother on.
Nor do we want to have this guy on because you and him yesterday tweeting Dynasty, you missed your pick. You went 0 for yesterday. The only reason you're now +2 is because we got jammed by a false injury report.
Well, that's fine.
If I would have known that J.J. McCarthy wasn't healthy, we wouldn't have sided with him.
Oh, really?
Of course not.
You would have taken Michael Penix Jr. to go on the road and ball out?
He's out for 2 weeks, they're saying now.
Yeah, 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, with a high ankle sprain. He didn't look good last night under the lights.
He looked really bad.
He looked young and small and frail. I don't know what he looked like, but he didn't look like an NFL quarterback.
What was tough was and there's one thing when they're like, hey, there's just growing pains. This is growing pains. Growing pains to me are like, okay, I was a little late on a throw, or I misread the coverage, or I didn't understand the protection. Yesterday, it's 4th and 1, first quarter. We fumble the snap on a quarterback sneak. Okay, they're in the red zone, and we drop the ball on a fake pitch. We've got Justin Jefferson on 3rd and 9 later in the game, and we short hop it to him with no pressure in our face. Naylor late in the game, we missed that by 6 yards. That's not growing. That was just I'm having a really tough night.
You know what that looked like to me? Guy who read his media all week. how great he's been.
Possible. I mean, and listen, you only get to play the Bears twice a year.
You can't just show up and go, hey, I've been great in college. I started great. Like, he was out to lunch last night.
It's possible.
He really was.
It's possible. I mean, he's a young guy trying to figure out the league.
Yeah.
But you're right. It was ugly. It was McCarthy's stat line was terrible. He couldn't make throws.
League comes at you fast when the coach is pumping you up after your first win, and everyone's like, yeah, this is our guy.
Yeah.
Then the next week.
Yeah, but the teams are studying. They read all the same media.
Yeah, of course.
And they're like, okay, we can get to this guy.
Also, I do think, it's not his fault, obviously, but I don't think, like, having a child in the first.
I tried to warn you.
Your second game.
Did I not say that?
You did.
I said, dude, this
I wouldn't
TMZ.
know. I don't have any children, but
there was no way he was prepared for that game.
Yeah.
Like, there was just no way he was prepared. And now he's got the injury. He's going to be even worse when he gets back because now he's going to miss time.
But what's going to get funky, this is what's going to get funky, okay? Kevin O'Connell is known to be a quarterback guy. This is a guy who took Kirk Cousins to the next level. Not that Kirk wasn't already ripping. This is a guy that plucked Sam Darnold from the graveyard and got him paid in Seattle, considered a top 15 guy. What's going to happen with Carson Wentz? What's going to now happen if Carson Wentz plays well and all of a sudden Minnesota's in the conversation? Because they're going to have to go on a run.
Right.
Is it, hey, do we immediately go back to J.J.? I thought Collinsworth was correct last night when J.J.'s had one good quarter of football out of 8.
Yeah.
Like, this is a big, if. But if Wentz plays
Sam
really
Darnold talk heated up pretty quick last night. It was like,
he looked good.
Why'd you get rid of him last year? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's like.
For this guy, and again, what's tough is when I watched that game last night, Minnesota's defense is elite. Now, they're not necessarily an elite group of individuals, but as a unit and with Brian Flores, it seems like, hey, Flores, the first drive is a bit rough, and then he sits there and is like, okay, what do I got to do? Right. They played out of their mind. Like, Penix looked terrible last night as well. He barely threw the ball. It was not, Bijan had a lot of yards, but even those, I'm like, this guy Bijan is doing it all himself at points. So I do think that Minnesota views themselves as a contender. I don't know if I'm putting them that way.
No, I think so, based on last year. And they just need a competent quarterback. And I think it's probably too far gone for Carson Wentz. But if one guy's going to pull it out, it probably would be O'Connell.
Yeah. Now, can I ask you guys something? I was told that there was some disparaging things being said about the Kansas City Chiefs earlier.
Well, there was. We were going to bring it up to you.
What's going on? Who's saying
okay,
this?
I think we all kind of said
Are you concerned? 0-2, and Travis Kelce doesn't look great. Mahomes, he didn't look like Mahomes. Like, there was some special moments, but he was also overthrowing guys. Like, he did not look.
So he's doing it on his own effectively, but like that. Okay, let's
unpack it.
Unpack this. One, it started with Kelce. When they lose, all of a sudden this guy's very unlikable. He's extremely unlikable when they're losing. Pushing Andy Reid in the Super Bowl, snapping on the sideline. Like that drop, he's got to make that catch.
He's got to make the play.
Has to make that play.
This is what I'll say. I'm going to offer a different narrative here. Okay. You go to the Super Bowl last year. This Philadelphia team beat the absolute brakes off of this squad. They come in week 2 without their 2 best offensive weapons outside of Mahomes, Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. Kansas City's defense absolutely dominated yesterday.
Played great.
The rush attack of Philly averaged 3.6 yards per carry. You are taking that all day against Saquon and Hurts. All day. Every team in the league is thrilled with that output. Right. Jalen Hurts threw for 101 total yards. It was utter domination. On the flip side, the interception was in the fourth quarter to go up 4 points. You guys tell me right now, if Kelce hangs onto that ball, and they're up 4, you think Philly's going to come back and push the ball down the field? Jalen Hurts has thrown 1 deep ball in 2 games. And all of a sudden we're like, man, Kansas City just knocked off the Super Bowl champs. When they get Worthy back and they get Rashee Rice back and all this anger gets brought to the forefront, they'll have a nice team meeting. This team is going to be hungrier than ever and absolutely collecting souls by the end of the year. I think they're better than last year.
Oh, I disagree totally.
Well, at what point
better than last year? They were 15
for starters.
Yeah, their record's not going to be better, but I think as a team, their offensive line is better.
I think you're overstating Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. Like, well, this is not Randy Moss and Chris Carter we're talking about.
Yeah, but you don't need that when you got Mahomes throwing the pill.
But for starters, Rice is clearly a liability. You know, like he's out for 6 weeks.
Fair,
I don't know what the hell
off
this guy's going to be.
Off the field liability, yes.
Worthy is young. He was cooking down the stretch last year, had a great Super Bowl. He's young, and he's small. Like, he got hit by his own guy. I don't know when this guy's going to return. Let's see. Like, I'm just saying, I'm not willing to just accept that Rice and Worthy return, and all of a sudden that offense is completely cooking.
I'm not saying
Kelsey
that.
looks done. The run game, to me, isn't great.
It's not great.
And I'll grant you the defense is still very good.
The
it's
defense
still
is
really,
very
really good.
And Mahomes is still that guy.
But 0-2 is tough to come back from when other teams, I think, are still hungrier than them.
No way.
Yes, they're hungry. You're telling me the Bills aren't hungrier than the Chiefs?
Have you ever been 0-2 in your career?
I think in Detroit we were 0-1,000,000 at one point. But
yeah, that doesn't count.
Every year doesn't count.
Well, what I said to start the show, the one thing I took out of this whole week is you have to win the Super Bowl this year if you're the Buffalo Bills. You have to. Because Burrow's done. The Bengals are done.
Done.
The Chiefs are 0-2. They're going to fight. I think they could still make the playoffs.
They play the Giants next week. They're going to be 1-2 back.
That's fine. But still, like, Broncos are now 1-1, but Vegas is better than people thought. Chargers are going to be a fight for them. There's no guarantee they win the AFC West. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like 10-7 and they're a wild card team. If you're the Bills, that division is a joke.
Joke.
6-0 in the East.
Great take. I agree.
You already beat Baltimore.
You have the 1 seed.
15-2.
Yes.
1 seed. Everything comes through Buffalo. This is your year. You've got to take advantage.
I agree.
And that's what came out of this week more than anything else.
I agree with
and
one
I think
caveat.
that's exactly what's going to happen.
Dude, that division, oh my
I agree with one caveat. Right now, after 2 weeks, okay, if I had to, see into the future, your big three are still your big three. KC, Buffalo, Baltimore. Mm-hmm. Your sleeper is the Chargers. There's your one that can create a little noise. Mm-hmm. After that, there's a big drop-off, in my opinion. Okay, I agree with everything you said. They have the weak division. They should get the 1 seed. But Baltimore is still Baltimore. That game, 41-40, where for 3.5 quarters, Baltimore really was in complete control, did whatever they want offensively. So I don't know if I can say, like, if they go down to the playoffs and Baltimore beats them, and it's another game where they have the 1 point go against them, I can't be like it's a failure of a year for Buffalo. I can't say that.
Well, maybe Baltimore is the one exception because the same expectation should apply to them. Now, only one team can be standing in the end.
I hear you, but let's be honest.
This is your year to get the Chiefs.
It's back to Kansas City. It's a Friday night in Brazil where you lose a one-possession game to Justin Herbert, which, by the way, he threw more than he ever throws under Greg Roman. There was a lot of things that I don't think they were prepped for. Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator, the more film he gets, the better he's going to be. They were this close. A situation with Kelsey and Mahomes being off a little bit in the red zone, which won't happen later in the year.
You don't think they're fading a little bit?
Last year they went 10-0 in one score.
I agree,
games.
and they're 0-2 this year.
Exactly. Because that's natural. That's the way the sports works.
Kick.
It's going to flip the other way.
I don't think so.
You can't last year be like, well, everything breaks away because of this.
I think Kansas City wins 12, 13 games this year.
You do.
I do. I think they win 12, 13. They win the division.
I'm not convinced they win the division.
It's them or the Chargers. I don't think the
Denver's
Broncos.
Denver's still good. They got jammed
They're
yesterday.
still good.
That was a stupid penalty.
That was so dumb.
That was a joke of a penalty.
I'll tell you what,
call.
I know this is going to be a cold take, but I respect it. The Irsay's daughter, who's now running the team, how she's on the sideline with her headphones in. Nothing gets me more jacked up than that.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Notes? She's apparently in meetings, like team meetings and stuff.
I'll tell you why.
He was writing on play cards yesterday.
Yeah. I'm
best.
sorry. If Jerry Jones is doing that, we are blasting that guy for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, we're destroying him.
That's Jerry Jones. He's a history of things. There she is. There she is.
Carly Irsay Gordon.
Look at the play cards.
Look at the chain around the neck.
Like, all right, we should probably run a play action.
It's worth $3 million.
Have you seen?
100%.
Have you seen the quote she said though? She's like, if I'm going to pay these guys millions of dollars, I want to know who's full of BS.
I do respect.
As far as what? Coaches or players?
The coaches. Coaches. She's there for. She's been very adamant. She's there about the coaches.
Do you trust her evaluation though?
No,
that's the thing. Because every other owner would be like, "What the hell do you know about football? Why would she be different?"
So here's what I think is she can at least be like, hey, on the headset. This guy was the one pushing for this. This guy was the one saying this. Because oftentimes, and I've seen this firsthand, coaches will come out here with their great ideas, and I won't, the saying in the NFL is poop rolls downhill. We use a different word, clean it up for the radio. But it's like the coaches will be like, oh, man, I'm not going to sit here and take accountability because I'll be canned. So what do? Put it on the players. Go into the meeting and be like, oh, this guy can't get it done. Get rid of him. And it's just a bunch of BS. And I think you've heard this, not to bring in Tom Brady, but he was on a podcasting with Collinsworth the other day, and it went like viral. And he talked about how, there's a lot of quarterbacks that didn't have the support he had in New England as far as learning plays, coverages, all these things. So all of a sudden now it's like she can sit there, and Anthony Richardson is a prime example where it's like, hey, who's the one? Why hasn't Anthony Richardson developed? The front office is going to say it's the coaches. The coaches are going to say the front office should have never drafted him. The only way to really tell what's going on is being on that headset, and not from an evaluation of was it a good play call, but it's like on that headset you'll be like, hey, I really like this matchup, Pittman versus here. Let's do this and isolate and call this play.
So do you think she could be a trailblazer?
Yeah,
like,
I
do
think
you think there's going to be other
Yes.
owners saying, man, the Colts are 2-0, and Danny Dimes all of a sudden looks like he knows how to play football?
Dimes has looked at one point they had no punts.
I know, but what is an owner's daughter, or
So-
what does the owner taking stake or interest in what people are doing have to do with?
This is what I think will happen.
You think it's people stepping up saying, I got to prove my worth?
I don't.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this
I do.
before.
What if
I honestly do.
What if Keith Pelly's standing on the bench?
Okay, then it's genius
Exactly.
stuff then. How could you ever complain about it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying it is. I don't know if it's going to be genius or not.
I'm
it's
just
very
saying, like,
unique.
even at this, like I'm on Jay
Seems
last
a little
night.
bit overbearing.
If one of the vice presidents was sitting in the background, like, hey, I want to be in the meetings with Luke. I want to be sitting here to see how this whole, thing is made. Is Luke doing good? Is he doing bad? I better be accountable in that meeting. I better be like, hey, man, we go on and
if he doesn't
perform.
like what's going on.
Which
That's the
I
thing.
think to a degree in Indianapolis, there has been a lot of bad ball.
So they're probably trying to get a forensic audit of what
Totally.
the hell's going on here. So, right, be in every meeting. The sidelines is a bit rich. Their technology these days, I'm pretty sure that she could be wired in from sitting in a
Yes.
luxury box.
Yes.
And
Part of it's performative.
I think a lot of it is
For
like,
sure.
look at me.
Yes.
I'm on the sideline.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
can we
Right
bring the
beside the
picture
coach.
back up? The chains are wild to me. Like,
Well,
you're
that's
not
why I was
playing.
like that. I saw the
The
chains.
Cuban link diamond encrusted chain.
Every guy
We're not
on that,
playing ball.
Every guy on that team is like, love the owner's chain because
Yeah.
it is millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But with technology and stuff, she could be in the press box.
Yes.
Listening to everything that's going on.
Totally.
Technology and stuff.
There's bravado there.
Right.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, exactly.
I don't hate it. I guess everyone's dogging her. I don't hate the idea.
No, I'm intrigued by it. I
Yeah.
do think it's a little bit strange that an owner's on the sideline with a headset, like following the players.
Making
Yeah.
notes.
I think it's a scenario where right now everything's positive in Indianapolis because it's 2-0.
2-0
They
with
lose
Daniel
2 or 3 in a
Jones.
row. That's going to become a bigger story. Then it's like, are the players getting uncomfortable? Why is
Yeah.
the owner down here? I just personally, I'm of the view historically, again, having not played professionally, but generally owners lurking around the sideline.
It's
Like,
bad.
get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go up to your suite. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand her reasoning behind it. I just don't know if it's going to work. All right, quickly, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow out for 3 months.
Yeah.
Who's at fault here? Because this guy's had a lot of injury problems. He's never had a good offensive line.
So this is what I'll say, and I kind of went down this rabbit hole last night, is, okay, early in his career, they had a lot of offensive line issues. They went out and got a left tackle in Orlando Brown Jr., paid him an ungodly amount of money. They paid the center. I think the center is like the 9th highest paid guy in their team. So you got, I think the left tackle is like 4 or 5. The center is like top 10. Your right tackle, I believe, is a first-round pick. So then you go to the 2 guards, and, like, you're a bit weaker at guard, but it's like, so you've invested in the draft. You've invested in free agency. Like, you have tried to address the offensive line. And then the weird one for me was up until now, Joe has not missed as many games as I thought. I think it was somewhere around like the 16 mark in 5 or 6 years. Like, he's played, got hurt, midline fault. It's because they have put money into it. Like, now whether it's the
they
right
don't get
guys,
production out of them. That's
Correct.
the thing. They're,
So
they're
now-
investing, but the O-line stinks all the time. Or
That's the new
based
question.
on analytics. Anyway.
Is like, is it an offensive line coach? Is it a head coach thing? Is it like, are the protections not set up? Did the front office sign free agents that we didn't want? Like, there was money invested in this offensive line. I guess that's my point. It's a tough break. Like, the toe, too, is like, it's an injury that really it nags you.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
even when you come back.
Turf toe, man. I've never
Yes.
heard of surgery on a turf toe, but
My guess is that it's not even turf toe is not a medical term. Whenever I
Right.
got it, they gave me the full explanation. And turf toe in today's day and age can mean 30 different things with your toe.
right, ligaments and all that.
Yeah, even a broken sesamoid bone at one point they were calling turf toe. I'm like,
The
it's
term
just-
doesn't
Correct.
match the pain. and the,
To me, when I hear that, I'm like, there's a piece of grass stuck in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Toes.
Or they
Yeah.
stubbed
Take
it.
it out,
yeah, you stubbed your toe.
Stubbed
It's
your
a
toe.
it's a step above a stub,
Yes.
Yeah, and
and it's not.
it's extremely, I'm sure, painful and but it's from the outside, it doesn't look like guys shouldn't be dropping because of turf toe. right?
Totally,
Tape it up
totally.
and move on.
Right.
But like you said, there's broken things involved.
It's all. And the tough part, I was telling somebody this last night, is that with these toes, if you get injured, let's say you injure your shoulder. You go into rehab in the morning, and there's a million exercises. You're doing your arm stuff, you're doing weighted things. Part of why the toe is such a dagger is that there's nothing to do. I remember when I had the toe, it was take your foot and move. You'd pick a marble up and just move the marble.
Terrible. Worst rehab.
Gain a lot of respect. Gain a lot of respect doing that.
Yeah, it's and then it's hey.
Or you cringe up a towel.
A
or
towel.
something. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're also in the training room. Guys are literally battling through, and you're
Yeah.
picking marbles off.
Yeah.
Guys are get the hell out of here. Go do that in the other
Right.
room.
And there's
Herniated
only so
disc.
many marbles and so many towel crunches
Right.
you can do.
Guy can't breathe on the one table, and you've got a toe problem. It's tough for
Roll
the
in with
ego.
one of those scooters or whatever.
Yeah,
It's not good.
Exactly.
Yes.
Let's bring our boy in here. Yeah, there he is, the face of a dynasty. They're calling him Brian Trottier on the streets.
Oh, yeah?
There goes Dennis Potvin.
Guy missed his pick yesterday.
It doesn't matter. Listen, it's a rope-a-dope. We know you guys are going to jam yourselves, and we're going to get right back on it tonight.
We got jammed, Partsy.
Well, you went against your Seahawks, and they got
Sorry,
smoked.
I didn't calculate smoked.
They got blown up.
I didn't calculate that a rookie would let the ball bounce over his head and sit in the end zone.
That is one of the dummest plays ever.
I like when the coach goes. They ask the coach, "Do you guys ever practice that?" He goes, "Every day of our life."
Yes, you saw that every day. That's not.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Every day of our lives.
Yeah. It was the play of the game.
Well, the game was tight.
It was a 3-point game.
3-point game.
Okay, this is what I was annoyed with.
Every day of our lives.
It's a 3-point game, and this is after. Here, look at this.
Look, he's like, we're done here. No, you're
jogging
not.
off,
Touchdown.
Jogging off.
And I'm sitting there. Aaron was driving, and then he has the really bad bounce pick in the end zone, and then they give up a field goal, and I'm like, all right, Aaron will go down there and drive and at least tie this thing up, and this happens.
It's crazy. And the other guys on the special teams are probably like, dude, are you kidding me? We're we're putting our lives on the line. You can't hold on to this
Guy's
football.
sauntering off to the side.
Yeah, that one stung.
Outrageous.
But that was good for us, brother. Anyway, we're on the first. There's 2 Monday Nighters tonight, which I appreciate because it's staggered. It's not,
You appreciate it. I'm going to be here till 2 in the
I know,
morning.
you're going to be here all night. You're right. You're going to be here all night. But it used to be 7:15 and 8:30, and it was annoying. Now it's a staggered start. We're on Bucks Texans, which is clearly the more difficult game to pick.
Oh, my.
Texans are laying 2.5. Is that still the number, Doogie, on FanDuel? All right, Al's brother, where's your head go with this one?
Yeah, this one's a little bit tough, as you mentioned. I mean, these are two teams that I think are very evenly matched. But to me, I think the dogs are barking in this matchup. I do view it almost like a pick 'em. So for that reason, I think we should just take the points, take the 2.5. The problem in this game is both teams have issues on the offensive line. They're banged up, missing key starters. So I'm not expecting a whole lot of offense in this game. But I think the Bucs, they got the better run game. I think Baker has more weapons. And if the Bucs just take away Nico Collins, there's nothing else really that offense can do. Just like last week, he was limited to 3 for 25, and they only put up 9 points. So I think if they take away Nico Collins, I think that limits that offense of the Texans. I think it's going to be low scoring. So I think we take the points in the Bucs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that too, man. I'm pro Bucks this year. You know I love Baker Mayfield. And this does feel like a big statement game for C.J. Stroud. Like, huge statement considering what happened to him last year and how the team played and performed. Again, not the greatest offensive line in Houston. Really good pass rush. But I think Baker finds a way. I'm with you. 2-minute drill, puts him in a position, late game field goal to win it. We'll lock in the Bucks. We'll take 2.5 going into this game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the pick, but you can't sit there and just gloss over. Like, if they can find a way to stop Nico Collins. Like,
yeah, they can.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can.
With what secondary?
I'm not concerned about that.
Oh, yeah, I would be.
I always find it crazy how both of you guys do this. You, like, dream up the end of the game. I find that to be bizarre.
It is really
I see this being a close one, and this guy does this at the end, and then you get a kick, and then you're good. I'm like, how are you dreaming that up?
Deep-rooted, deep analysis, man. That's how that works.
Nick Chubb, does Nick Chubb go wild tonight?
Deep.
I don't see it. I think this is a Bucky Irving game, man. I think Bucky
Irving.
I think Bucky goes
Listen,
wild
you guys also
tonight.
didn't fail. You failed to mention this Texans defense is elite.
At the pass rush, they are for
this
sure.
This Texans defense is the real deal.
I'm not worried about protection tonight. I'm not worried about protection tonight. Right,
Baker will get the ball out quick.
Yeah,
get the ball out quick. They'll run the ball. It'll neutralize the pass rush. I'm not worried about it.
This is a lock. We're in the Bucks plus points tonight. All right, Chargers.
Fire the cannons, boys.
Fire the cannons. Chargers laying 3.5. Is that still the case on FanDuel? Laying 3.5 against the Raiders. Your boy Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
And Bowers is playing tonight. That's big.
Kind of a layup.
I gotta go Chargers.
Yes.
You gotta go.
Oh my goodness.
We got jammed. Don't. Oh my goodness.
This is a classic. Chargers jam themselves up.
Yeah,
game.
this
like
is
classic.
And I am worried about Pete. I'm worried about Pete getting the boys ready. They obviously got a win last week.
Yep.
But they played nobody last week. They played the Pats. Okay, they should beat up on the Pats. Brock Bowers has had some injury issues all week. I believe he is
He's
rolling.
playing.
But he hasn't been super healthy. Okay. The wideout situation in I was going to say Oakland, in Las Vegas, is not ideal. Obviously, they have some great tight ends. The next thing is, like, Harbaugh has a very, very good run defense, and I think that these guys are going to be up front, are going to bully and stop Genty. So and here's what's even crazier. You look last week, I mean, they threw the ball all over the Chiefs' defense. This Raiders defense is not the Chiefs' defense. Mm-hmm. Again, I want to go with my guy Pete, but I got to be honest. I don't see them covering tonight.
Okay, 3.5.
Is that fair, Partsy?
I like that half point.
I love it. I think they're going to blow
I
them
love
out.
the hook.
Different Charger team.
Different Chargers, different Vegas team with Pete Carroll. I think Genty goes off tonight, House brother. Goes off.
Well, you went against the 12s are going to hate you. You go against the Seahawks this weekend. Now you're going against our boy Pete Carroll. I mean, that's absurd for you to do. But Geno threw for 362 last week. So even if they do bottle up Genty, I mean, that guy can throw. Like, that guy can get the ball out and he can throw all over.
He's got nothing.
It's a divisional game. 3.5 points.
Divisional game,
spread.
exactly. In Vegas.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
Divisional game at home.
Would you have taken the Raiders?
I would have took the Raiders. Yeah, if it was 2.5, probably would have went Chargers. But it crossed over 3.5.
I'll make you a deal. You guys take the Raiders, and if they don't cover, it's 2 points for us.
No, we don't need to do that. We're in the drive.
Put your money where your mouth is.
We're a dynasty.
I'm giving you a 2-point.
Brian Trottier and Billy Smith.
Hey, take the Raiders. You can get 2 points.
We can't change the world here. We can't do that. Can't change the rules.
Al Arbor wouldn't allow us to do that.
Yeah.
Dynasty.
We're well coached. Right, House brother?
That's right. It's fun to watch you trip over yourself. That's almost like a win for us anyway.
That's right. Think we see any tush pushes tonight with the illegal?
That annoyed me.
This is why the rule. That's why the rule should have been implemented. Matt LaFleur was ahead of his time. Packers were ahead of their time because it's impossible to officiate. There's too much going on with the tush push.
I didn't think it was that impossible. Dude didn't snap the football.
They're way offside. You can't stop them if you're allowing them to go offside.
I mean, I agree. That's why I said it was disgusting, but I don't think it's that hard to officiate. Like, if the ball hasn't been snapped and there's movement on Philadelphia, it's a 5-yard penalty. Like, what are the refs looking at? Not once, but twice. Another reason why we need to not panic for Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
Because both of those jammed.
I do believe that the refs had a tough weekend.
They had a brutal weekend.
There were some bad calls.
Kickers had a weird weekend too, man. These guys, it's too easy for guys to kick in the NFL right now.
64 yards.
What gets strange is you see Aubrey kick that.
Yeah.
And then, like, you'll go to the next guy and it's just like shank. Like, it was the Patriots guy.
Yeah.
Missed the first 2 extra points.
Yeah.
Just flat out missed it. Not blocked, not anything.
What gets said on the sideline after the miss?
Here's the thing that's funny, and I don't know if we can pull this up, but even you don't know the kickers. I don't know these guys. Like, maybe you do, but I was laughing because Younghoe Koo for the Falcons
he got
was benched.
which never happens.
Yeah, they benched the kicker, but I don't know if you saw end of the game. I think it was Parker Romo. He didn't even know who Leonard Floyd was. They introduced each other on camera after they won.
Right.
He goes,
I
"Do you
know
even know your
Bichette, I don't know
teammates?"
that guy.
And he points and goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I know Bichette. I don't even know who this guy is." The kicker says that.
That's a baller play. This is my town.
And I can't remember who was running the interview.
I'm the captain
That's
now.
Leonard Floyd, and they like shake hands.
I'm the captain now.
Like, we don't communicate with these guys. We don't know them. They're kind of like team pets, you know.
they help you
there's
win.
our kicker.
There he goes. All right, boys. House brother, great pick, pal. We're taking the points with the Buccaneers, and Owen Wilson are laying the points. A big number. Chargers 3.5 on the road in Vegas tonight. It's a big swing night.
Yeah.
Big swing night.
It is.
Big swing night.
Dogs are barking tonight, boys. The dogs are barking
They're
tonight.
hungry.
I can't wait.
They're hungry. They're
See you guys
barking.
in the group chat.
All right, there you go, Al's brother. Good seeing you, Luke. Good seeing you as always. Luke Wilson, Al's brother, joining us. Aaron Ekblad coming up. We'll get to our best bets as well. OverDrive continues. TSN 1050N on TSN 4.
Tonight, Week 2 in the NFL wraps up with a Monday Night Football doubleheader. The Tampa Bay Bucks kick things off at 7 p.m. against the Houston Texans. Then at 10 p.m., the LA Chargers take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The NFL lives here. Now, back to OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
Yes, she's a 360 all the way around. Yeah, that's how.
All right, best bets coming up later in the hour. Big night. We got 2 Monday Night Football games. We got Jays Rays. Trey Savage making his debut tonight. I'm looking forward to that. Just feel like it's going to be a positive night. Why wouldn't it be positive? Everything else works out for the Jays right now.
And even if they fall behind 5-0, they'll win.
Yeah, they'll find a way.
In 10.
Saturday's game was so much fun. Like yesterday, Baltimore is just trying to get to the finish line.
Yeah.
Baltimore's pulling a Chicago White Sox. Remember how the White Sox were so bad and then they had that one positive turnaround a year and then they were just garbage again?
Mm-hmm.
That's Baltimore.
That's effectively Baltimore again. Just terrible, no pitching. They got prospects and they got names that you know and you think have the opportunity of putting up numbers, and I guess have at times.
I mean, there's a chance it could be a setback, but it looked like they were going to take control of the East.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
felt
then
like
just,
yeah, it's
nothing.
weird. It's been a strange season where like the Jays and the Orioles have flipped, basically, and Baltimore's just got their bags packed, get me to the finish line, get me out of here.
Told you that when we were signing off for the summer or whatever, like in June, the Blue Jays were not in a great
They were
spot.
not on a heater necessarily.
No.
Or closing in.
You come back,
possibly
and
on.
now they've been the cream of the crop. You know, they've been great.
Oh.
Any type of setback, they've found their way out of it. That's the one thing. They're a resilient group.
They really are. Like in the Bichette injury is a great example of that. Like that had the real chance of kind of sucking some life out of the clubhouse.
Drop off, yeah.
And it hasn't. Next man up. They go out there. They keep winning, beating good teams. And I don't see why they're not going to do the same thing tonight.
Exactly.
Everything's positive for Trey Savage and the Jays. So we'll get to that in the Monday Nighters a little bit later in the hour. Everyone's doing their golf tournaments today. Seems like the whole league is basically, we're going to have a golf tournament today. I don't know if Florida would do that. Is it too hot to golf down there in the afternoon?
Every day's a golf tournament for the
I guess you
Panthers.
could have it at any point if you want to. But camps, they come by quick if you go to a Cup final. And our next guest, I'm sure, is ready to go. He re-signed down in Florida this past summer, 2-time Cup champ. He's been there his whole career. Former first overall pick. There's Aaron Ekblad. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for doing it. This is your third year in a row with a short off season. Is this just becoming custom now? Does it still feel short for you or what?
I'm not going to lie. This one has felt the shortest, to be honest. It's been a quick turnaround. Obviously, I'm having to wait a little bit to get the deal done with Florida. Made it a little bit stressful at the beginning, but it's been great so far.
How was it doing the contract? Everyone was talking about how many teams were interested. I know you wanted to stay. Just kind of take us through that and how much it meant to you to stay a Panther.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously, I don't know exactly what the market was because I never got to it. But at the end of the day, it was always Florida. We had some work to do to get it to a position where it was, the right thing to do was signing it. But they came around, and I'll be a Panther for life, and I couldn't be more proud and excited.
Take us through the thought process down the stretch, because we were talking off air. you were a team that started on the road in every series. It wasn't like, hey, we won the division. Hey, we were just kind of cruised and protected our health. In the end, you kind of had to put it all together once the playoffs hit. Was there any concern in the dressing room, or did you feel like you would be able to kind of turn it on when it mattered?
Yeah, I didn't think there was any concern in the dressing room. Our game kind of is the same no matter what all the time. I think the idea to get guys rest is important. I don't believe that home ice advantage matters until Game 7 of Stanley Cup final, where you're having to travel. That extra, travel day is kind of tough, and we've saw that in the Edmonton series a couple of years ago. It's not that easy to do that, but otherwise. I don't think it's a big deal to be on the road to start series. I think it's sometimes even an advantage when you can get that first game.
Well, how is that established? Like, is that a Paul Maurice initiative? Like, that's a mentality you guys need to just develop, or you've just naturally developed that as a team where you guys are so comfortable regardless of where you play in the playoffs?
It's just the idea of like the games is the same no matter what. We're not changing anything. So yeah, you get your matchups at home, but everybody plays the exact same way. We do the exact same thing. Every forward, every defenseman, you're required to do the exact same thing, whether it's going to get pucks and breaking it out or dumping it in every single time when you get to the red line. I'm sure we got the most dump-ins of all time at this point.
It must make you laugh, though, looking at other teams that are trying to reinvent the wheel. And they talk about, I found it fascinating, some of the clips from you guys in the finals and the playoffs where it's not about all these high-tech things and numbers and different stats. It's very simple. Get it in, go after it, and get it back.
Yeah, we have some rules, right? Obviously, I'm not going to say them on here and give it all away. I mean, it'd be pretty obvious, I'm sure, if you watch some of our games. But there's some rules that we follow as a team, and we've been able to add to those rules as we've gotten more comfortable year over year, and be a more dynamic team because of it. And we're only getting better at it year over year.
With Aaron Ekblad, when you say add to those rules, like what do you mean by that? Like, allow more freedom because you guys have figured it out and Paul knows you're going to abide by the rules? Or how do you add rules after you've won a Stanley Cup?
Because you can only focus on so many things every single day until they become second nature, and then you can, grab a few more things. Sure, there's a little bit more freedom, of course, within those rules. But without giving too much and too much detail, it's just as you get comfortable, you have the same team year over year, the same players, everybody gets comfortable with it. The guys that have left our team could, I'm sure, tell you all those rules, right? It's a simple thing.
How quickly did it take Brad Marchand to settle into the room and, really take that third line to the next level?
Oh, he's incredible. Playing with Lucy and Lundy, that line was so damn good. I guess that's a question for him. How long did it take to settle in? It didn't seem like very long with the playoffs that he had.
With Aaron Ekblad, and you guys, it's almost become like this folklore, the camaraderie you have. And you've spoken of it, Kachuk spoke of it, Marchand, everyone did. You all go for dinners together, you go
ice cream,
you go, saunas together, everything. Like, is that 100% accurate, or are you guys putting it on? Like, are you guys fully committed to all team all the time, or is it easier to project that after you've won so much?
No, I mean, we're obviously a tight team, and it helps when we've been together for long periods of time. In the playoffs, it's all team all the time. You don't go for a dinner without, all 30 guys and the trainers and everybody. In the regular season, obviously, we're not, doing dinner as a full team every single night, but we have a ton of team dinners, a ton of team events. We all live close to each other in Fort Lauderdale. That's the best part.
Well, living down there, like this is like Noodles, you're a Panthers alumni, and you had you had the Cadillac.
Big
and
nine games for
9 games, but still
behind Louis. Yeah, but I had the caddy. Yeah,
Panthers alumni, and it was a very different time. Like with all due respect to your portion of Panthers history, it wasn't like you guys were winning a lot or going to the playoffs necessarily. There weren't a lot of people kind of buzzing. And now when you consider what has been created, and you've seen both ends of it, Aaron, like when you got there, you were a first overall pick for a reason. They were not a good team, and they were not at the forefront of any NHL conversations. And this is all you've known at the NHL level. But like, how much has it developed in terms of the marketplace, and how much have you benefited, and do you think your team benefits from being as good as you are, as connected as you are, but playing in the market you're playing in, where you guys are big and you're popular, but it's not like, maybe what the Leafs or the Rangers or the Habs would have to deal with on a daily basis. Do you think that benefits you guys?
Yeah, no doubt it does. I love it. Obviously, I think it would be almost difficult for me at this point to play in a big market because I wouldn't know what I'd be stepping into. It was funny. The Stanley Cup the other night, 2 nights ago, was at Trulux on the beach. There was probably 10 of us players. It was Tim Wittenauer, who's one of our manual head athletic trainers. And it was his day with the Stanley Cup, and we were just having just some cocktails at Trulux. And there was, like I said, 20, 30 people there, and Stanley Cup sitting outside, and nobody even really stopped to look at it. Like it was amazing, that's right? Crazy, so that's how Florida is. It's quiet, but the fan base that we do have is awesome, and they've been nothing but great to me over the years. So yeah, pretty crazy. I couldn't believe it. Like even the cars driving by, no one even noticed it, and it was just sitting on the balcony.
That's wild.
Anybody could have just walked up and came to see it.
Yeah, pictures, selfies, whatever. No, we're good.
Well, I guess I've seen enough of it at the Elbow Room after you guys have won back-to-back.
True enough.
How many OverDrive updates do you get from your brother?
I get all my updates from my brother. I'm not like the biggest student of the game, so when they were texting me to do this interview, I've gotten a little bit picky and choosy with what I do, and because he's a fan of you guys and obviously former players, that's the ones I say yes to the most. So Hayes is a fraud. I did find out that you are. I did find out that you are a Barrie alumni. Darian told me that.
That's right.
Very cool.
That's right, man. I laid the framework down for you, man. I crawled so you could walk up in Barrie.
I brought the Stanley Cup to. I think, what do they call it now?
It's not the Molson Center anymore. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. It's not the Molson Center, but
the Sadlon Arena. Yeah.
Yes. Cool, man.
That's where
it's a
I
great
brought
rink.
it there. Yeah, brought it there on my Cup day. So that was fun.
Attaboy. There you go. Beautiful.
Awesome.
How about that? Just a couple of alumni.
Glad he
Panthers
mentioned it.
alumni.
I could tell that made you feel good.
Well, bit of a big.
Well,
at least I'm
Hayes
included.
is a fraud to start off with, and then backed it up and said you actually played for the Barrie
Which is
Colts.
natural.
So,
there you go. Which is natural. Shout out to the whole Ekblad crew.
Yeah.
Good luck this year, man. You guys, needless to say, are the favorites to do it again. Like 4 years in a row. Have you put any thought into that? You said it's a short summer. Once you guys get running again, like the whole league's chasing you down. No one's done that since the Islanders, I believe, 4 years in a row, going to a Cup final. Like, is this going to be the most difficult one, you think?
Yeah, we're gearing up for another hard training camp, so that should be fun. Yeah, I mean, it's normal at this point, obviously, when you look back on it, back-to-back Stanley Cups and 3 trips to the finals. It's crazy. It's hard to believe, especially with where we came from. But, yeah, I'm really excited to get going.
Well, you guys are the pace car, and you have been for a long time. So congrats on all the success. Congrats on getting the deal done back in Florida, like you said, a Panther for life. And best of luck this season. Thank you for doing this.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
Take care.
You got it. Aaron Ekblad, first overall pick.
Former Colt.
Exceptional status, too, which is rare for defensemen. You don't see that a lot for a defenseman.
Hell of a player.
15-year-old went up there.
Well, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
Like, he probably had the size back then and then just needed to fill it in.
Mm-hmm.
But great player.
Rookie of the year. Great career, man. 2-time Cup winner. We didn't ask him about Canada. Like, we'll hopefully catch up with him before the
That's right.
the Olympics. But he's a lot of mock teams out there. Like, everyone's got their own mock team. Ekblad's on a lot of those mock teams.
You know how it's funny how it goes from like skilled D-man, can move the puck. Now he's like the ultimate competitor. Now it's like,
but his game's evolved.
I know, like that's how it evolves. It's like you can be young and move the puck and play on the power play and toe drag. But when you bring the intangibles and you're a gamer in big games, that's what people want.
You played for Paul Maurice. Do you Do you know what those rules are that he's talking about?
Probably just simple situational stuff like D-man pinches, got to fill in.
Yeah.
You know,
I think there are
like non-negotiable, no fancy plays, odd man rush it, or if it's not an odd man, just simple stuff. Like it's probably not that complicated. Got to be at the net, people at the net. That's all they talked about. At the net, get the puck to the net.
I had a video guy tell me and pointed out a clip that said they had a 2-on-2. You have Reinhart and Barkov on a 2-on-2 entering into the offensive zone. Reinhart dumped it in. And the winger, I can't remember who was playing with him, it was Chucky or whatever, went and got it on the other side or the D pinched in. So it was like he was joking about the most dump-ins. They play a certain way and everybody's on the same page. You imagine, trying to sell that to McDavid or Draisaitl over there. Hey, dump that puck in. It's 2-on-2. And they're trying to make a play.
Mm-hmm.
There was space there. Reinhart just dumped it in. Like they play a certain way, but everyone plays it to a T.
Well, that's why it works.
Yeah.
Right? They're all so committed to the game plan.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it would be a rule that needs to be established or not, but they have that kind of one guy's in the fight, everyone's in the fight. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a rule.
For sure.
Which should be standard procedure for every team in the league, but it's not.
It's not. There's people checking their skate laces the minute that there's some
all hell breaks loose, and it's I'm going for a change.
Settle down, guys.
Yeah, come on, guys. Everyone just relax in here.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks to Aaron Ekblad. Come back with our best bets powered by FanDuel. Jays Rays tonight. Tee that up next.
Tonight, Week 2 in the NFL wraps up with a Monday Night Football doubleheader. The Tampa Bay Bucks kick things off at 7 p.m. against the Houston Texans. Then at 10 p.m., the LA Chargers take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The NFL lives here. Now, back to OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, best bets powered by FanDuel. Make your picks and assemble a same-game parlay in seconds on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Al's brother and I believe the dogs will be barking tonight.
Be good games, though.
Yes, taking the points, Bucks plus 2.5. Taking the points, Raiders at home plus 3.5. Divisional battle, home game. Chargers will Charger. That's something I'm fairly certain of. The Chargers will Charger. So we're on both dogs tonight. Best bets powered by FanDuel. Same-game parlays this NFL season now include passing touchdowns and receptions on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Please play responsibly, 19+. Physically located in Ontario. Jays Rays tonight. Keegan's down there in Tampa. John Schneider speaking. That Bichette is in Dallas getting a second opinion on his left knee.
Oh, no.
Schneider calls this a normal part of the process, not due to anything new, and we should know more in the next day or two.
When a guy says a normal part of the process, he's crapping his pants, and he knows he's out for the year.
We always had it planned that he'd go for a second opinion in Dallas. Like, we mapped this out.
That's their Germany.
Weeks ago,
Yeah,
man.
Dude, that's a prayer. That's basically knowing he's done for the year and just...
Second opinion.
That's my concern.
Concerning.
That means the first opinion was not a positive opinion.
They didn't like it, so they're like, we want to talk to somebody else.
No one goes for a second opinion.
Right.
When they really like the first opinion. You'll notice that. Hey, he's fine. He can play tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to Dallas
Send
for a
him
second
to Dallas.
opinion.
Don't believe you.
Don't want to believe you.
Can't believe you. Will not believe you.
That is concerning. Very concerning.
Yeah, that is. That is concerning. Man, he's been so good, Bichette. Up for a contract, too.
He was the MVP. Him and
Springer. Yeah. I think I'd go Springer 1, Bo 2, probably Kirk 3.
Kirk has been good.
Kirk's been very good. His numbers are slowing down a little bit, but that was a big sack fly the other night. Like, that's all you need. That's a professional at bat. Professional at bat from Alejandro
Didn't he
Kirk.
make it home from first?
Yeah, he'll do a first to home. You find a power alley out there, and you give him a hot start. Alejandro Kirk can get cooking, man.
The guy might be one step behind him, but he'll get there.
Yeah,
he will.
Was there.
It'll be a play at the plate.
Yeah.
That's for certain.
Yeah.
Play at the plate. If he's going first to home, there is a play at the plate.
Yeah. He was good, though.
Kirk's been great. Yeah, and listen, it sucks that Bo's banged up. We'll see. We'll see what the Jays have to say tomorrow, in the next couple of days. But Jays Rays tonight, you Savage getting the start. It's going to be an exciting night. We got 2 Monday Night Football games. The Leafs are back in action.
Yeah.
They're back on the ice in a couple of days. It's going to be a really fun week. All right, thanks to everyone behind the scenes for helping out. We appreciate it. Everyone for tuning in today. TV, radio, podcast, web, up on YouTube Live, on YouTube, TSN's YouTube channel. We're out of here. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy the games tonight. We're back tomorrow at
4 p.m.
We'll chat then.